Aloha, y'all. Welcome back to the Socially Awkward Chef. I thought that today we would make a really quick and simple dessert, which is Hawaii's own butter mochi. So let's get started. The first ingredient is one entire box of Mochiko, which is a rice flour. I'm just going to dump everything into a large bowl. We're going to try not to get it everywhere. And to that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. One, two, a nice pinch of salt, then 1 cup of regular white sugar, and 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar. And I hope this is all going to fit in this bowl. So I'm just going to incorporate these dry ingredients together, and then I'm going to add in my wet ingredients. I'm not looking for anything smooth. I'm just trying to get everything generally mixed together. Let's get started with our wet ingredients. So I'm just going to move this up for a second. And in here I have 5 large eggs that we're just going to beat together. And before I do this, go ahead and turn your oven on to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and make sure that your oven rack is in the middle shelf. That looks pretty good. So to this, I'm actually going to add in about 1 good teaspoon of vanilla extract and then give this another good mix. And straight into the bowl. Let me get my spatula. Five eggs are in. And let me just work that down just a little bit. And at this point, I'm probably going to switch to a wooden spoon because this is going to look like a hot mess. All right, now that I've switched over to my spoon, I'm going to add in next 1 stick of butter that is melted. As well as 1 cup, or excuse me, not 1 cup, 1 can of coconut milk, and make sure that you buy the full fat unsweetened coconut milk. And I'll show you that can as soon as I'm done pouring this. So now we are going to very carefully mix this all together until our batter is smooth and everybody is mixed in very well. If you prefer, you can absolutely use an electric mixer for this instead of doing it by hand. As you can see, I had to switch back to a whisk just to get those last few bumps and lumps out of there. So this is essentially what you're looking for. Nice and smooth. And let me set this off to the side so I can get my casserole dish and we can get this bacon. This is a 9 by 13 casserole dish, and I am going to just lightly butter the bottom and sides. And what I did was I just used the wrapper from the half a stick of butter, or from the stick of butter that I used, and it is just the perfect amount to get this greased, and it still keeps our hands not oily. Now let us pour in our batter, and we're just going to make sure that it's going to spread evenly. And I'm pouring it just a little bit high up so that way it helps get rid of any air bubbles. And let's also scrape the sides of our bowl and try not to drop it. Now that our butter mochi batter is in our pan, we're just going to tap it down a few times just to release any other air bubbles that might still be in there. And from here, we're going to bake this for 1 hour at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll give it a check after that. It's been an hour, so I went ahead and pulled our butter mochi out of the oven, and as you can see, it's a little poofy, and everything is going to settle down. And we are going to let this cool for at least an hour on a wire rack, and we will get to cut into it. Hopefully then. We want to let it get a little bit closer to room temperature. Our butter mochi has been cooling for about an hour and a half, so let's keep our fingers crossed that this has been sufficiently greased, and let's cut us a piece. I'm starting with the edges first. I'm just going to come on in, and I love that it's got this nice little crust going on. And here is our butter mochi. Let me put that on a plate here, be a little bit civilized. And you can see it's nice and moist. It has a consistency that is in between a cake. And because it is made out of rice flour and it's gluten-free, it also has some really nice chew to it as well. The closer you get to the center, the gooier it is as well. So I am ready to give this a try, and I hope that you do too. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, share, and subscribe. And of course, until we eat again, y'all, aloha!